Having partnership with a cemetery brokerage company allows me as a cemetery salesman to provide a wide range of different cemetery options. Many of you may not fully be aware of the different types of property options. Look no further, I'm here to help. Let's go for a ride. Okay, we just arrived to our first location, which is a traditional in-ground burial site. So here you have some different options. You have a single space location, which is meant for one loved one to be interred, and you have the option of a double death property where two loved ones will be interred. The first loved one gets buried in the same location as the second loved one, but right down below. Second loved one goes right above. This is what's called a double death property. And typically in these properties, there is what's called a double death vault that's already integrated into the area. And if you're in the market for something a little bit more exclusive with more privacy, we have what's called private estates. Come follow me. So here we have a beautiful example of some private estate lawns where they aren't sectioned out where they are bordered, but they do have some separation between each estate. But if you're looking for something a little bit more exclusive, then here's a perfect example. This here has its own sectioned off area where families will inter one, even up to 5 different family members in one private estate. It really just depends on the cemetery and the property that you are purchasing. So again, if you're looking for something a little bit more exclusive, then a private sectioned off estate is just right for you. So this is a perfect example of what a cemetery vault is. For a single burial property, the vault is right above the burial property area. As you can see there, the casket will be placed right above that vault. Then they will lower the vault to place the covering, and they will lower the vault altogether. So as I mentioned, for a double death vault, that's already integrated into the ground because the vault is twice the size. So some of you may not want a in-ground burial, but you want something inside a mausoleum with what we call a crypt wall. A crypt wall is designated for a full-size casket. And just like the in-ground properties, you have the option of a single space or a double death property where one loved one will first go in, there's a separation, and then the second loved one gets interred in the wall. Again, this is a crypt wall. Here's what we call a niche wall. A niche wall is designated for a urn property. So here, very similar, like the niche and in-ground property, you can fit 1 urn or up to 2 urns. Here's another example. So this is a perfect example of what it looks like inside of a niche wall, because this property here has transparent glass where you can even open up the glass and make arrangements inside and put different memorabilia. Typically these go for a little bit higher in cost because you have that benefit of being able to open and close them and see right through to where you can see your loved one. So again, as I mentioned, you can have a property for 1 loved one or for 2 loved ones. As you can see there, you have 2 urns. So niches for urns are not only inside of mausoleums, but they can be located in an outdoor designated area for niches. This is a beautiful example here in the city of Whittier, where you will find some very, very pleasant views. So as you can see, crypt walls are not always inside of mausoleums, but they can be in a designated crypt wall area that's outdoor. Like such, this is a perfect example. So sometimes as you're driving through the cemeteries and you see these walls with the plaques on the wall, again, these are crypt walls where a full-size casket goes inside of. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Now knowing the different options you have for a final resting place, I encourage you to think about your final disposition. I also encourage you to discuss these different options and what you want your final resting place to be along with your family. If you have any questions or would like to talk about what I have available, do not hesitate to reach out to me via message or phone call at 626-747-3085. Peace.